Hey guys and girls on Ask Japanese, it's Cathy Cat. I'm quickly gonna summarize a couple of things that are happening here in Japan right now during the state of emergency that I want to make you guys aware of. We talked about these ones in our live stream, but I'm just gonna summarize a couple of points. Now, last week the state of emergency got called. It's been now going on for over a week. What happened now is first it was only called out in 7 prefectures. And that was, for example, Tokyo, Osaka, the very populated ones that have seen a lot of cases. However, this state of emergency has now been expanded to nationwide. So please take care wherever in Japan you are at this point in time if you're coming here. Travel to Japan and out of Japan has become more and more restricted. You might have to check if you're planning to come to Japan. It's probably not the best of time right now. Actually, tourists and travelers that come to Japan have dropped by over 90% because also a big danger is that you could come to Japan and then you can't go home. And that's really a situation you do not want to be in. Post to and from Japan is limited right now as well. Please check on the Japanese post office. They have a list that's also in English that lists to which countries you can still send and receive mail and to which countries you cannot do this. So for example, I have a Patreon. I had to check this list and see who's on it. At this point in time, we can still send things, for example, to the USA in case you want to order something from Japan. But that might change. And also the delivery times are not reliable at this point in time. The post office said they can give us absolutely no guarantee for that. Now, many people seem to be thinking that Japan right now is in a lockdown. We're not in a lockdown. Or that the whole country is in quarantine. We're also not in quarantine. The thing is, people are asked to stay at home as much as they can, but it is not enforced by fees or similar things at this point in time. Certain stores are still open, but many stores have now been asked to close. So for example, in Tokyo, pachinko places, karaoke places and game centers are asked to close. But it is not mandatory, which means some cheeky ones are still remaining open and the ones that can are trying to close. However, with all businesses, as you might know, the smaller businesses are really struggling while the big businesses are closing, probably also struggling, but they have a name to upkeep. But some of the local ones or family-run businesses, they feel forced to still work in order to keep their livelihood at this point in time. Just to let you know, we're filming this video in a safe environment. There are no people around. We purposely selected an area where there would be no people around, and that's another thing. In Japan is not a lockdown. We are allowed to move freely, but what we want to do most of it is right now be super careful. Right now, Google is also showing some analytics on statistics of how people have been moving in local residency areas, but also at stations or at shopping malls and similar. And we compared the facts between New York and Tokyo. New York, their percentage, generally Tokyo is 10% behind, which means we haven't quite reached the goal yet of 70% to 80% avoidance of other people. I hope we'll get there, but what we've seen a lot is that while the big areas that are known for being crowded, like Shibuya, Harajuku and such, they are less crowded for sure, but the areas, the residency areas in Tokyo where people live, those little malls and areas are actually still kind of crowded. There are quite a lot of people out and about. Everyone is wearing masks though, but those rural residency areas are still much more populated than you might see in the media. I'm a bit worried about that. Hopefully people will be a bit more careful from now on. What we can see right now is there's a big difference how the virus is portrayed on TV and how it is portrayed in social media. On TV, it seems to be very negative, very sensationalist, while many YouTubers are trying to talk about it very positively, like, guys, let's stick together, let's help each other out, that kind of thing. Generally for news, be careful that you get official news if it's about news. I think getting positive encouragement is a great idea on social networking services. Just don't listen to rumors, because the weirdest rumors are going around already. Try to, if you get a source, find a source that's reliable. Like, for example, NHK World does Japanese news in English, so even if you don't speak Japanese, you can tune into that. So this is just a little update on the current situation here in Japan. The director and I were being safe, we're being very careful, and we're staying inside. I think this is the first time I've left the house in a long time, probably. But we're trying to do our best, so please do your best too, no matter where in the world you are. If you have to go out and you have to work for the sake of other people, then please be safe. And thank you so much for all those workers who are keeping things going. From the doctors to the people selling things in store to the garbage man. Each one of them is doing such a major job. These people are amazing. So if you work in any of those businesses, thank you so much for heading out. And everyone who has to work right now, even though they don't really want to because they're scared, respect to you guys. Please stay safe. Please stay being careful about your health as well. And everyone inside, I know loads of us are lonely. And loads of us have many things we want to do and friends we want to meet. But at this point in time, let's stick together. Let's be careful. Let's protect the others around us and ourselves, everyone. So please stay healthy, and I'll catch you soon for more stuff here on Ask Japanese. Bye.